Okay, so I'm studying a graduate certificate in history. At the moment, I graduated last year with a Bachelor of Arts from the ANU. In 2010, I started with Woroni. During that time, I was a sub-editor, and unfortunately the paper folded that year. I was not on board in 2011, but in 2012 I came back, wrote some articles, and was eventually appointed as the managing editor for Woroni. And then this year I've just been sub-editing features, which is something which I really enjoy. I really enjoy print, I really enjoy written media, but that said, I also last year assisted with the video campaign, and I've also been doing radio since the start of this year on 2XX for Woroni. So first and foremost, it's a board position, so you're a company director, you have a stewardship and a governance role as an editor. However, it varies depending on what your position is on the board. But broadly, as an editor, your role is to ensure that ANU student media is running the organisation, spending students' money responsibly, as well as publishing various forms of media, print, video, web, and radio, for consumption by first and foremost ANU students, postgrad, research, undergrad, and then as a secondary issue to that, we also sometimes make news for the wider Canberra population, which is why we distribute copies of Woroni, for example, to bars and cafes. Firstly is experience. I've been involved in media for some years now. I've been working in the press gallery for 2 years as a sub-editor. I also have vast experience in sitting on student boards. I was at Fenner Hall for 4 years, which was probably 2 years too long, but regardless, while I was there I filled roles like IT support, communications officer, vice president, president, and then there was last year when I was managing editor, so I think I have a pretty good knowledge of ANU student media in general. I like about Woroni in particular that we are the student paper for Australia's premier university. We have a very, very unique position being sandwiched between Australia's best university, Parliament House, the Legislative Assembly. We have access to a lot of famous figures and information. We are sitting about 2 kilometres from the Federal Press Gallery as well, which means we can bring in a lot of knowledge and talent if we need advice or we need people to speak at events. Furthermore, student media in general is particularly exciting because you have this editorial freedom which you might not get with commercial newspapers, which you actually don't get with commercial newspapers, because we are not reliant on advertising money for existence, which means that we are able to publish on a very wide range of issues. That's something I'm very passionate about, is editorial freedom and independence. What can Woroni improve on? I'm particularly interested at the moment in 2 things. First of all is more campus news. That's something which a lot of students here have told me, is that they want to see more campus news. They want us picking up on issues which might fly under the radar normally, especially from the Chancellery. They want more scrutiny of student organisations, and that is well within our role. Second of all, I'd like us to start getting more into web publishing. A 2-week publishing cycle means that we necessarily miss out on time-sensitive stories, and when we do publish them, they can seem a bit old. There's already been, at least a week of commentary on that particular issue. So, I guess I'd like to start seeing us uploading a lot more content to the website first, and then if it's still relevant come publishing time, we can curate them and put them into to our print edition.